I freaking love that song. Is that Funky Cole
That's a
Medina?
good one.
Is that what that's like? Is that Funky Cole Medina? Let's do
All
it.
of his songs kind of sounded the same to me, to be
Yeah.
truthful.
You
So
know,
I don't know.
AC/DC actually said that was the key to having so many hits is because their songs were all the same.
They would know.
Are you
uh,
an AC/DC fan?
uh, Sort of, kind of, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know any of their music. I'm a Tom Petty fan, so I'm a
Oh, me
very
too.
folksy.
100%.
I'm a Fish fan. Like I'm a very folksy. I've been a hippie since I was 10, kind of thing. So I mean, that's where my music taste tends to lie. I
Interest.
honestly listen to a lot more instrumental than I do songs with words to them. Instrumental moves me more. Favorite composers that I'll listen to and stuff like that. So
Oh, fun. Well, I was always kind of a butt rock kind of girl, was it Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, child of the 80s. Uh,
yeah, me
but
too.
love
Me
me
too.
some AC/DC. And Tom Petty, are you kidding? Love Tom Petty.
He was my first love.
Eh, right. And I didn't get to go see him before he passed. It was pretty sad. I wanted to see him in
I saw
concert.
him a couple times. It was fantastic. He was like, he
Oh,
loves jam. He just would play
oh,
like great.
I'm
My
jealous.
favorite Wildflowers tour. I went to that one. That's my favorite album also, and just so good. Uh,
Oh,
we should say hi, right? Welcome, friends. It's
hello.
like you are peeking into the lunch table. Hi, friends. Welcome. We're so excited to be here with you. Welcome to the Consciousness Lab. My name is Erin, and this is Melissa. And we are here to co create the space with you guys, right? We, of course, always have topics that we would like to discuss, but we are open to conversation and flow. Let's keep it kind, friends. Let's be patient with each other. Join in to the conversation. Melissa, how you doing? Take it away, sister.
Dude, I think I just spit. I think I just spit on something. Oh, Lord Jesus. I'm good. It has been a crazy week of energy. Happy July. Happy July 1st.
Happy
Uh,
July.
Shout out to my mama in spirit. Today would have been her birthday.
Happy
So
birthday, moms.
I know, right? So lots of energy going on this week. I'm feeling a little crazy, but you're used to me by now, I would think.
We're all a little crazy down here, friends.
Oh,
It's okay.
yeah.
You gotta
So,
be.
right?
Right?
I am
Like,
excited because you have some great topics. I feel like I have some great topics this time. I feel like I usually slack in that area. So I was like, I got to step up my game.
no, I feel like we do such a great job of having a nice flow of conversation, and we have such wonderful viewers.
We do.
They say such wonderful things and have such great questions that the viewers really do make this show. So, thank you guys for being here. To everyone here joining in, Tracy, Rachel, Rochelle, sorry,
Rochelle, you
Jackie,
got it.
Jerry, Arva, Sandy, the other Michelle. Hello, Dee. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, it's Cancer season. So I hear we were talking about astrology a little bit before we got together and joined. This is so funny. Like, I freaking love astrology. I think it is absolutely fascinating when you start looking into it,
Oh, it
especially
is.
looking at like big transits and all this stuff. I cannot remember it to save my life. I try and try and try and try. It will not stay in my brain. My brain is like, nope,
Shoot.
no room, and kicks it right out. I will read the same book on astrology 5 times and be amazed every time I read it because I'm like, wow, I never knew that. Like, I just read that, but I don't remember for some reason. I do know that I am a Leo. I was born July 29th at 10:32 in 1977. So this year will be 49 for me, friends.
Oh, my
So I
goodness.
am a Leo. That's about all I can tell you about my astrology. I do know that Gemini features prominently in my chart. And I know that because my husband is a Gemini. And I remember someone pointing that out to me. Oh, wow, you're married to a Gemini. Well, he's all over your chart. And I'm like, yeah,
Did I
he's
pull
all
your
over my
chart for
life
you?
too.
Did I not pull?
No, because remember the wrong birth
Oh,
date. We had to do.
yes, you did. Yes, you did. Okay.
So,
Well, and I forgot.
I also always thought it was super interesting that my husband is a Gemini and also a twin. I thought that was super cool.
Oh, that is. My husband is also a Gemini.
Very nice, these
He is not a
these
twin.
Gemini boys.
They have their days.
Don't we all?
Oh, Lord Jesus. I don't. I'm perfect.
Right?
Shit. Wait for lightning to strike now. Holy crap. All right. So, just real quick, make sure to hit that like button. Follow if you haven't followed us. If you're following on Erin's or on her Facebook or social, make sure to hit the likes. If you're following on my Facebook or social, that actually helps us be seen. It's how you can reciprocate the energy tonight. It is simple, 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 simple. Like, I also on my own business page, on my Facebook business page, have a little thing. If you like and share it, I'm going to do a quick drawing for a reading tonight of anybody who's shared.
I
But you
mean,
got to hit
come
share.
on now. Come on, that is so easy.
Yeah,
So
it's
easy.
Facebook's algorithm. If you don't follow the rules, they want you to do all these reels every day. I don't have time. I live on a farm. I have life. I can't always do. And besides, I usually look pretty terrifying during. I mean, not no makeup. Lucky to have my hair in a ponytail, and I have old lady hair now, so it's doing the.
This right here, you mean?
Oh
This?
no! Oh God, worse! Oh dude, I took. Yeah, I'll send you a picture behind the scenes. I'm not going to post it here. So, yeah. So guys, make sure to hit those buttons. It is very helpful to us, and again, it's free. And especially tonight, if you're on my Facebook page and you on my business page, not my personal, and you share this live, I'll put you in a drawing.
Yeah, it does help. This is by doing that, by liking, sharing, actually watching the videos that we put out. That's what helps us continue to be able to do this.
Absolutely.
We both, like everybody, we got lives and bills to pay, yo.
And
So
what we do
like
jobs,
this is a
this job.
passion project for sure. We do this because we love it and we absolutely want to be able to continue to do that. So those are free and easy ways that you can support the channels, both of ours, to help continue that. Any
Absolutely.
creator that you follow, those are the simple things you can do, and
Literally.
believe me, it does actually help. So please don't be shy. Don't be shy. The replay for this, it probably goes on yours too, Melissa, but the replay for
Yes.
this automatically will be on YouTube right after this is over. So if you can't watch the whole thing or you need to watch it again, you can always go back and watch that for free on either YouTube channel. So,
Yes. Absolutely. So, and I also post it on, is it Spotify? I think it's called Spotify.
Oh, is
I
it through
should know.
Patreon? So if it's through
Yeah, through
Patreon, yeah,
Patreon.
it's on Spotify and
Yeah.
probably also on Apple Podcast. But it's
Yes.
hard to find on Apple Podcast because it's low viewership, right? So it's really hard to find it on Apple, but you can find it on Spotify, or you could just go through her Patreon
Yes.
and
Or
find it.
yours. Absolutely. Yes. Hi, Shauna. My hair is always in a bun. Can't stand wearing makeup. Dude. But if I gotta look good, I usually only try to dress up or look nice when I have clients in person. And I've had most of this week off. I was supposed to be at the beach, but ended up not going to the beach. A little bit of a bummer, but I did get a lot of shit done. So there's that.
Hey.
I know.
Hey, there's a good side to everything, right?
There's always a good side to something, right?
Yeah.
Look at some great comments coming in. Okay. Where do we want to start? I feel like we have so much. I feel like, what do you want to start with? What do you think? Do you guys have questions you want us to start with? And for everybody who's just joining for the first time, welcome.
Yes. Welcome to the new friends.
Woo-hoo.
Clearwater, Florida. Hey, neighbor.
Yeah. Make sure and hit that like and share button. I'll say that randomly throughout the rest of the evening.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think, Miss Erin? Do you have any topics you want to bring up first?
So I have been tagged in a lot of videos and asked quite a bit recently what my take on CERN shutting down is. So I would really like to sort of address that. Um, so before I do that, and before you eviscerate me in the comments, listen, I fully want to tell you that I acknowledge I don't know everything. I am a work in progress. I am open to new ideas, but I am science minded and very grounded in the way I approach things, right? So, quite honestly, CERN was not something I have thought about. It has not crossed my mind because it doesn't seem to have any space in my brain, right? Like it's not something I think about. I've heard of it, know what it is, sort of, right? When people started asking me, what do I think about it being shut down? I don't know that I understand exactly in what context you mean that. Like, what do you mean? Do you mean, do I think it's affecting our environment? Do I think it's opening black holes? Like, what exactly do you mean? So rather than try to chase down all the different questions, I thought I'm just going to address it through the lens that I understand best, which is energy in our environment, right? That said, before I even start this, I just want you guys to know I've received zero intuitive information about this. It has not come to me in a dream. Nothing. I have no take on it. So I'm going to tell you what I discovered and kind of how I feel about that information. And please, as always, listen to yourself when it comes to truth. I'm just sharing with you what I have discovered and learned because it brought some clarity for me. But again, this is addressing the idea of, did CERN being shut down affect our environment, like the Schumann, right? Because we know that's the thing, right? So I have a lot of notes. So if I'm looking down, it's because I want to keep my facts straight. So
Okay, I have a quick question. When was it
yes,
shut down? Do you know that?
I don't even know for sure the exact date that it was shut down.
Okay.
Recently.
Because when as soon as you said Schumann, I had a question. I was like, oh, well, I wonder if that's affecting because there's been some chaos, yeah? Some
There
really
has been some
interesting.
chaos. And I will talk about that, but I want to, let's do this, okay?
Yep.
So the first thing I want to address is, what does CERN actually study? Like, what is the purpose scientifically for CERN? And before someone says something to me about some weird ritual that they've seen people do before they start CERN, I'm not sure where that even came from, because when I tried to search that, everything I got was a Reddit thread, and I can't take that as being factual. So if you have facts, like if
I'm
you have
looking.
a picture or something, and share it. But it might be AI. I'm just saying. All right. So CERN is not trying to create consciousness or communicate with extraterrestrials, sadly. Its primary mission is to understand the fundamental building blocks of our universe. Okay. So just in that statement, I can fully acknowledge that playing around with this stuff doesn't sound like the best idea to me, right? Like, I agree. There's probably some unforeseen side effects of messing with this stuff, right? Am I smart enough to know what they are? Absolutely not. But moving forward, the questions that CERN is focused on are things like, why do particles have mass? What existed immediately after the Big Bang? Is there dark matter, which is a big one right now? Are there extra spatial dimensions, right? And is the standard model complete, which is the idea of physics working into quantum physics in this. So these are the actual questions that they're focused on. The fact that one of the questions is, are there extra spatial dimensions, is super interesting to me. Like, how do you know that? Like, what are you working with? And that brings in other theories of dark matter and all this other stuff. So again, what they're actually doing, I'm fully acknowledging, sounds weird, right? It sounds odd. Like, okay, should we be looking for extra dimensions right now? I'm not sure, right? So, the Schumann is a naturally occurring set of electromagnetic resonances between Earth's surface and the ionosphere. So if you imagine the Earth and the ionosphere, which is a charged layer of atmosphere about 60 to 1,000 kilometers above the surface, okay, as two conductive shells. Together, they form a resonant cavity like this. Every second, there are roughly 40 to 100 lightning strikes around the globe. Those lightning discharges inject electromagnetic energy into that cavity, causing it to ring at specific frequencies. Okay, those frequencies range from 7.8 hertz to 33.8 hertz, right? And they're resonant with each other. That's why it's the Schumann resonances, right? Keep in mind how high above the earth this is. The exact amplitude changes constantly because of lightning activity, ionospheric conditions, solar radiation, the CMEs we're getting from the sun, all of that also affects this, right? So there have been studies that have shown that the brain operates with the same electrical wavelength as a lot of these Schumann harmonics. And that's why we are sort of studying in science the idea that human beings are affected by the Schumann. Okay, so we have all that out on the table. So with CERN, the Large Hadron Collider accelerates tiny bunches of protons inside a 27-kilometer underground vacuum ring. So that ring is 100 meters underground. So that's 32 stories under the surface of the planet of the Earth. Okay, so it's very far under there. It's also under ultra high vacuum conditions, like space like conditions. There's zero air in that tube. It's using superconducting magnets and heavy electromagnetic shielding. So when we think about, is CERN being turned on and turned off affecting the Schumann? My answer to that, based on this information, is unlikely, right? It's unlikely. Also, I had someone say something to me about, this is the first time that it's been turned off in X amount of years. And what I was able to clearly find very easily on the internet is the actual schedule of when things are running. It's been running from April to December, 2015, 2017, 18, 22, 23, 24, and 25. But it is not running from January to April. Okay. So it's functionally not operating. There are people there. They are maintaining, they are cleaning, they are setting up for the next things, but there are no particle accelerations happening in that space. It was also off completely. The first long shutdown was from December 10th of 2018 to April 22nd, 2022, which I thought, oh, well, isn't that an interesting set of numbers? Okay, I get you there. And then July 2026 is when it gets shut down again, and it's supposed to be shut down until approximately 2030. So all of that out there, right? I want to say, I don't know that it's affecting our environment. Could it be like doing something with the actual fabric of our reality? I mean, the way they're playing with stuff, I'm open to that possibility. The possibility of that escaping a vacuum 32 stories underground, like, I don't know. I'm not smart enough about physics to know that answer. You know what I mean? Whoa, that was weird. There was just a flash of a picture that appeared on your screen. It was like a blue. Did anybody else see that?
I am getting incredible downloads. So the whole time you've been talking, I've just been, I don't know why I do it, but it's a weird, I get this, I'm going to cuss. Plug your ears if you don't like cussing. I get this fucking tick. I start like, what is happening? So yeah, I know it's weird. But here I am. But anyway, I was writing down all this stuff as you were getting that, and I just kept getting the sense that there's a lot more on a metaphysical level that we're not seeing, that is coming into play while all of this is going on.
Right. So that's kind of what I am very like mixed on this, right? Was I even aware that CERN was shutting down? No. So it obviously has had zero effect on me that I am aware of, right? And because I am very grounded in my approach, because I haven't firsthand observed this, I don't feel comfortable saying, oh, yes, this or yes, that. That doesn't mean that it hasn't affected people. That doesn't mean any of that. It just means I don't have any firsthand experience. I've not received any downloads. I've not received any intuition about it. What they're messing around with sounds super kind of weird, and I'm not sure it's a great idea,
I
But
think it's fun because you bring the science and I can bring the woo, so to speak. So that's what makes this so fun.
see, they
Um,
all saw the flash of the picture too. All of them. Whitney saw it,
so
Celeste saw it, Jackie saw it, Deanna, everybody, Pam, everybody saw it.
on
It
my
was
screen,
on your screen. It was like a blue. It was so weird. It was like, and then it was just gone, like a quick flash, and there was a lot of blue in it.
well, it'll be fun to watch this back and see what the heck that was.
Yeah. You'll have to pause it right exactly there and take a screenshot
And
and
take a
send it to me.
screenshot. Okay, I will. What? How far in are we? 20 minutes to about 20 minutes. So let me put 20-minute in marker. 19 to 20 probably.
Yeah.
If I don't write it down,
It didn't
oh,
happen. I'm
it didn't
like,
happen.
I'm right there with you.
It's like,
So, I mean, hopefully that answers the question, what do I think about CERN shutting down? I don't think anything about it. Just because I don't have any experience with it. But I wanted to be really clear about the science as I understand it behind it, because I think some of this feels like it has fear behind it. And that's the last thing I want is anybody to have any
fair
fear about any of this. And if you can
or
understand,
period.
right, if you can understand what's happening to me, that takes the fear away because it's no longer unknown, like they're doing some mysterious crap down there, like they are, but we have a general idea. I'm not trying to defend it at all. I'm just saying I've not received anything about it.
No, I think that's absolutely fair. And anything that I pick up and share is never to cause fear either, but maybe just, oh, that's a little piece of the puzzle, something that we can go down and look at. So it's more about, oh, isn't that interesting? Then, oh my God, don't don't run screaming from the building. Breathe, look at it, and take a moment. So, but none of it is to cause fear ever, ever. So thank you for pointing that out. In fact, I think we do a pretty good job trying to debunk fear.
Well, I'm not. I don't like to debunk things, but I like to
I do.
demystifize things a little bit.
I like to debunk it. That's bullshit. I do.
Yeah,
I like
I
it.
like to demystifize. I like when things
Hi, Kim.
feel handleable, like I can handle it, like if
Yeah.
it's very etheric, if it's a very esoteric thought, if it's a very out of my mind thought, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around that and to actually do anything with it. If I can bring it down to my level, I can process my way through it and it doesn't feel so insurmountable, I guess,
Yeah.
is the best.
That's fair. That's very fair. Okay. Welcome to everybody who's joining us. Good to see you guys. Okay. Um, some of the things that I just wrote down, I kept writing nine. Nine. I don't know if you can see, but I kept writing nine. Nine is endings, new beginnings. Nine is something stopping, something closing down. It's also German. Nine. So I just kept getting nine, and then I wrote, I don't know what that is. Next, I wrote next time and space, more time, and allows shifts, and then hyper focus also came up. And then I want to talk about something that came up when I was doing my group a few days ago, because somebody on my live on my Patreon group asked about CERN as well. And what did I write down? Destructive. What is under CERN? So do we know? Did you find anything about what is underneath CERN?
As far as structural,
Yeah. Is
as
there?
far as I'm able to tell, I mean, it's 32 stories underground. I don't think that there's anything other than support structure that I know of.
Oh,
But
got you.
I literally just started learning about this today because this had not been something I had even ever considered. I saw somebody say, let's see. I don't know. Somebody said, like, I don't disagree with the comments where people are like, well, based on how everything, here, Sedona Water says, in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, it's hard to think it doesn't cause or affect anything. And I agree with that to a point. The thing that I keep coming back to is the vacuum tube, right? Vacuum tubes have been demonstrated over and over and over in science to contain and hold things so incredibly well. But again, they're playing with stuff that I don't know that they should be playing with. So, I don't know. I wish I knew. I mean, the more like I wish that I could just get a download and be like, yeah, this is what's going on. I mean, it would be super helpful. My printer does not work that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My printer likes to print at 2 a.m. when everybody's trying to sleep. But yeah, I mean, I understand. I understand the thought process. I understand the connections that are being made. Because I have zero personal experience of this having any effect that I have noticed, that, you know what I mean? Somebody said
Yeah.
about the Schumann tapping out at 30 hertz. That's true, but it's also happened many other times.
Not connected to that. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes I think we can grasp to try to make sense of some of the chaos too. And there's a lot of that right now. I thought this was an interesting question. Curious on your thoughts on why some can let go of energies and not of some energies and not others. It's vibration.
Well, what do you mean by let go of energies? Do you mean the energy associated with a feeling that doesn't feel good, or a behavior? What do you mean? Usually it's because there's something that you need to deal with,
Yeah,
that
it's a loop.
you are either not perceiving for some reason, or if you're still not trying to point fingers, but if you're still in victim mode with something, it will absolutely
It
hold you
happens.
there.
It happens. I will throw my ass under the bus. I have gone in. I've had some massive pity parties. I've had some epic pity parties, but life isn't happening to us. It literally is happening for us. And even the most horrific shit that I've experienced in my life, I can look back and say that led me here, which led me here. So it gets you out of victimhood to the victim mentality. Again, we're human. We're going to have days. Again, we
Everybody
can have
does, and it's
epic
okay.
pity parties. I throw some great ones.
And it's okay, friends. It's okay, It's just it's just that sometimes things are harder to let go than others. If something's very, very tender, it can be hard to look at it sometimes. And sometimes you think you've dealt with something, and then all of a sudden it comes back around and you're like, man, I thought I was over this. And there it is
Mhm.
again.
Yeah, giving you another opportunity to look at it. Erin, question: is the recent Schumann activity feel like something familiar you've seen since studying it? I feel like you answered that, but maybe not. And
So
or at least recently.
recently, so I have to be 100% transparent. When I make my videos in the morning, I'm in channel, which means I don't typically remember what I said. I can tell you, I know that I've noticed a couple things that felt unusual, but I didn't have anywhere to place it. I don't have anything to say, well, it's unusual, so it means this. It's only unusual in that it deviates from the pattern. One of those things was on the Italian graph, and it was, I believe, the night before the day we had those big 4 earthquakes, right? That was an unusual pattern that I had not seen before. That came with the feeling of ground shaking under my feet. I have seen some pretty radical stuff on the Schumann in the last 4 years, 5 years I've been watching it. So I haven't seen anything that I'm like, oh yeah, I need to definitely pay attention to that. Unless I'll tell you on the videos. I've seen a couple repeating patterns that are interesting, but I haven't been able to nail down anything specific that happens around that pattern, if that makes sense. But yeah, I can't think of anything in particular that stands out to me. Yes, we had a lot of solar flares today. That is for sure. Solar flares were off the hook today. That was unexpected. And if you want to tie that to CERN shutting down, then go ahead. But I don't know. I just know that region was very, very active.
But you have a
So
more analytical brain when it comes to that. You're looking at proof right there.
yes, unless I've had a personal experience, that's all the proof I need. But if I haven't had a personal experience about it, I feel weird,
Yeah,
just taking
yeah,
someone, like I feel like I want to know.
yeah. Personal experiences. I mean, that says a lot. I mean, it's easier to talk about something when you've had an experience with it. You have a little bit of knowledge about something.
Well, and I
That's
also
very
believe
fair.
myself, right?
Yeah.
Like, so if I have an experience, like if I tell you, um, I can see frequencies in the air. I don't particularly care if you believe me or not, right? Because I know that's true, right?
Exactly.
So when it would come to something like this, I feel it would feel irresponsible of me to speculate on something that I don't have any information on, regardless if it's scientific or intuitive. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's the kind of the whole direction I was coming from. And I kind of take that same angle with everything. I feel
that's
very like
smart.
I want to be responsible with the information that I'm offering.
I think that's a fair call. Do you think the Schumann resonance was studied by our ancestors in the past? How do you think they would integrate this info? I actually do think that they were smart enough to know that Mother Earth had a heartbeat.
Yeah, I don't know that they called it the Schumann, but man, I
Mm-mm.
bet they were onto it. I mean, there's so many man, I don't know what it is about us that makes us think we're the smartest people that ever came along. Like, what? Look at all the stupid stuff we're doing. Like, come on. Like, give me a break. You
Yeah,
guys,
no,
there's an
totally.
artifact in okay, I'm not gonna get it right. An artifact in a museum somewhere, like to narrow it down, right? This is some piece of astronomical equipment, it has all these dials and stuff in it, and it's incredibly old. And the archaeologists that have tried to like place this say there's no way that people who existed when this thing was made could have ever made this. Well, I'm sorry. So the alternative is aliens? Like, what are you telling me? That the people that were here weren't smart? Like, come on. I mean, I wish I could tell you exactly what it is, but it was like something that would be in a ship and it had all these very intricate gears and all this stuff. And they say the speculation from the archaeologists is it's to follow the stars for navigation, right?
Yeah.
And according to the date that this dates to, people were still like working on wheels, like they didn't have a boat or whatever. So I think that there's something,
I, I don't know what she means by that, so I just wanted to pull that up real quick. The live is replaying where? I'm telling you, energy is crazy.
Yeah,
so
that's
much weird,
weird. I don't
so
know.
much weirdness. I mean, my husband was pretty sure we got into a time warp because Father's Day, a week after Father's Day, our news said Happy Father's Day, and he's like, "What's happening?" I was like, "I'm pretty sure they just played the wrong episode." He's like, "They don't ever do that." It's kind of funny. No, yeah, we know nothing about Earth. Very little, right? There's just so much. I mean,
Well, we're so disconnected from it. The way our society has grown has created a pretty large disconnect between us and I mean, think about it. We used to walk around grounding all day long because we were barefoot, right? You put rubber on the soles of your feet, you're no longer conductive. And we stopped, creating or cleaning our own biofields naturally throughout the day. Like it's just I understand. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of AC. Like, I was on that retreat, right? Like, and it was such a great retreat, but for a hot minute there, I thought I was going to have to sleep in that Arkansas heat with no air conditioner, and I was like,
oh no,
what?
yeah.
Like, like bugs, ew, outside, ew,
Bugs.
like I'm not. I don't even like to camp. Camping for me is hotel with doors on the outside. That's camping for me. So, you know, I admit that, but I also understand that we've gotten really far from nature. We've just separated ourselves under a lot of necessity, bills to pay,
Yeah,
stuff to do, all that sort of stuff.
life to live.
Life.
Okay, this is funny. Mercury is in, hold on, Gatorade. Also, Mercury is in Gatorade. I don't think
Hey,
I've ever
Chrissy.
heard that. Made
Hey,
me
Chrissy.
laugh.
I've heard mercury in the microwave before.
I've never heard that either.
Yeah. Again, the whole astrology thing, I wish I could remember what that even freaking means. I don't even know. Like, I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. Like, I don't even know. I'm just like,
It means they're no longer going direct. Hold on. A panic attack is what made me start paying attention to the
oh.
Schumann. I started reading ascension symptoms. Oh, dude, anybody having those? Everybody's probably having those, especially if you're watching this. Camping was fun when I was young. I love to camp, but I have a living quarters horse trailer, so I have, you know, bed, bath, sink, all the things, AC,
Yeah,
heat.
I've never enjoyed camping. It's never been my jam. I like being outdoors. I also like being indoors.
I'm a fan of showers and penicillin. I don't know what that
Me
means.
too. Me too.
Our current systems deliberately separate us from Gaia. I absolutely agree with
I
you.
would agree. Form of
I
control. Take away the power from the people so that they feel
create fear.
powerless,
Yes, create fear around all those woo-woo spiritual things that
right?
make that help you connect to your higher self and to source. Create fear around that, make it witchy, make it scary, and let them implode.
Yes, yes. So, should we talk about Barbalt's basket?
Yes, and then I'll go into July's energy report.
Yeah. So like I said, I can never remember
David?
astrology, but I've seen so many videos of people talking about this that I needed to look it up. So I have some little fun information for us about this astronomical event taking place called Bear Balt's Basket. Um, okay. So it is a rare planetary pattern forms a basket in the planetary chart. And it's expected to form this month, July 2026. The name comes from the way the planets are arranged on the zodiac wheel. And someone also pointed out to me that it is an upright basket, that it can form upside down, sideways, but in this year, it is an upright basket. Okay. Barabalt was a person, and he spent decades studying long term planetary cycles and their relationships to major historical events. He became well known in astrology for making several notable long range forecasts, including anticipating the broad timing of the collapse of the Soviet Union and identifying the 2020 period as one of the exceptional global tension based on planetary cycles. Astrologers differ on how successful his predictions ultimately were, but his work has had a lasting influence on astrology. Okay. Most of the planets cluster together on one side of the chart, while a smaller group forms the handle of what looks like the basket or the cradle. This is what they're describing it. According to astrologers discussing this configuration, the July 2026 pattern is especially unusual because the slow moving outer planets are arranged in a harmonious geometric relationship, while the remaining planets cluster elsewhere, creating the basket. The planets that are part of this basket, are, and someone correct me if I'm incorrect, okay? Jupiter, which is about growth and expansion, Saturn, institutions and structure, Uranus, innovation and disruption, Neptune, ideals, collective imagination, and Pluto, transformation and power. I mean, hello. Then someone also said something about the date of July 19th. There's a lot of videos and articles that point to July 19th as the date when the basket configuration reaches its most recognizable form. Some describe it as the beginning of a more cooperative or utopian phase for humanity. Wouldn't that be nice? Right?
July
So
19th.
that's my daughter's birthday.
My granddaughter's is the 18th.
Oh. So I thought that was super interesting. I'm not an astrologer. I don't know anything about it. I only know what I found when I was looking it up, but it sounded really interesting. Especially all those planets, like for real, growth, expansion, institution, structure, innovation, disruption, ideals, collective imagination, transformation, and power. Like, yes, please.
Yes, please. I'm just asking if I have any. That came up on my Monday live too. I will tell you that's a great lead in to looking at the July. I pulled a July energy report and I shared it over on my Patreon, and we went over it on Monday. So I have it. So I thought we might do a little look at some of the energy coming in for the month. So what I do is I love numerology and astrology. I don't consider myself a numerologist or an astrologist, but I do consider myself a channeler and a medium and a psychic. So, and I do have guides that I work with who also give me some pretty intense and amazing downloads. So is this a good segue, or is there any other pieces you want to add before I jump into this?
Nope, I was just reading comments. No, that's
Oh,
that's
good, good.
that's all
If
I
you
had.
if you see any you want me to throw up or to pull up, let me know.
To pin.
To pin, yes, yeah, to put on the screen. All right, so July coming in hot. Um, I do like to channel. I usually get most of my, well, not most, that's a lie, but I get a good amount of channels when I'm in the shower. I know. I get a lot of information when I'm in the shower, and I'm
Well,
always
yeah,
like,
water's a
I can't remember.
conductor. Hello.
I know it is. It is. It moves energy. So I'm like, oh my God, this, don't let me forget. So the words, they gave me a lot of words. They gave me the word sacred. This is all for July, July's energy. Sacred, benevolence, shift, categorical. Some of them startled me a little. Time is of the essence. Don't allow, and don't bring it home. So the second I sat with those numerology and the astrology lined up, and that's the exact frequency we're walking into. So hold on to your britches, friends. Buckle up, buttercup. Let's excavate. All right. July is a 7th month inside of one universal year, so that gives us an 8 universal month. And so if you need the math for that, you can message me later. 8 energy does not play. 8 is boundaries, power, alignment, consequences, self-respect, energetic sovereignty. Also, my guides told me abundance, and I had to write that in as I was doing my last live because it was like, yeah, abundance is huge for the number 8. Okay. This is why the words coming through were so direct. Don't allow, don't bring it home, and categorical. July is not a float from the universe month. It is a choose your life month. And I guarantee you, everybody watching this understands that because we're all going through some stuff. Okay. It's the moment where the universe looks at you and says, what you tolerate, you teach, and what you allow, you anchor. So July astrology, a month of sorting, sovereignty, and sharp shifts. And when I checked with the astrology, it lined up exactly with the word bombs my guides dropped. The sky is full of sorting, sovereignty, sharp shifts, and categorical clarity. The same frequency as sacred benevolence, shift, categorical, don't allow, and don't bring it home. So we have Saturn plus Neptune in Aries, identities, restructuring, and inner bravery. This is the who am I becoming transit. It strips away the old identity and it demands honesty. I want to point out to you, my friend, that this is your birth month, but you also said you felt like a big new year, right?
No, you said that. You
Well,
asked me, did it feel like a new year to you? And I never
fair.
actually answered you.
Oh, fair. But did you not say something about you were told this is supposed to be a big year?
I have seen probably 50 videos of different astrologers saying, Leo, this is your big year. This is your big month. You know, it's going to be amazing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, I'm ready. You know,
Jupiter in Leo, opposing Pluto in Aquarius, unapologetic, personal power, soul scale sovereignty. This is the axis of I choose myself versus collective pressure. It's creating sovereignty and it's stepping into your authority without apology. Mars conjunct Uranus in Gemini. There's Gemini. Sudden breakthroughs, sharp discernment, categorical choices. This is the lightning bolt energy. Fast mental shifts. I can't do this anymore moments and cutting through the noise, breaking old mental loops. And then new moon in Cancer, anchoring emotional safety and home foundations. This is where you decide what home feels like now, internally and externally. And then I'm gonna. Well, we've got full moon in Aquarius as well. That was on the 20. That is on the 29th of July. Emotional detachment, clearing other storms. This is the energetic quarantine moon. It's the moon that says you don't have to carry the collective. So we'll see a lot. I do hear upheaval. I hear a lot of prominence, and I hear disconnect. Okay. I will say when they pulled me to disconnect, I have my what is that? My LLC licensing on my wall over here, and they pulled me to some signatures on here. So I would feel like there may be some disconnect coming in from our states. I'm not quite sure how I want to word that, but they did have me staring at it. So, sacred is the line between what is sacred, what is draining, what is aligned, what is tolerated. And this month we'll ask you to get honest about where your energy actually belongs. Okay. Benevolence. This isn't be nice. This is energetic benevolence, the kind that comes from clarity, not people pleasing. Any people pleasers out there? I don't need to punish you, but I also don't need to participate. So we don't have to participate in other people's shit. So kindness without self-abandonment. So we can be kind, but we don't have to abandon. Shift. This is the month where things move. Relationships, priorities, identity, timelines, internal architecture. Not because it's being forced, but because you stop carrying what's not yours. So this is going to be a really good month for shadow work. For anybody who's into shadow work, this will be a great month for it. It's the strongest word for July is categorical, clear, absolute, and non-negotiable. This month requires boundaries, decisions, and self-respect. No more maybe, no more we'll see, no more all tolerated. This is time is of the essence. Isn't panic, it's alignment. This is a long one and I don't want to keep going. Want to take some questions, but there's a lot going on in the month of July. And the overall message is that your life is becoming too sacred to carry what isn't yours. Codependent person here, recovering codependent. Right. It's like, does anybody have any questions? A lot of people pleasing recoverers. Good for you. It's replaying. I don't know what's.
Is it doing that for anybody else, or is it only doing that for Tracy? I haven't seen anyone else say anything, and I'm wondering. I mean, I know that sometimes if I set my phone down and I have a video playing and I walk away, that sometimes the slider will move backwards. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I didn't know if it was anyone else experiencing that. Michelle, thank you so much for jumping pages and spreading the love. Thank you for the eagle. I appreciate that.
I'm just going back to my. Okay. Have you had any shares of your content? Can you see that?
I can't see that from this side.
Okay. I actually have two screens. So I have my restream here, and then I have Facebook over here. It's not in current time. It's weird how that's working.
So Mary has a cool question. She says, Erin, question, does the incoming asteroids affect the Schumann resonance? So I know that there was, I believe it was an asteroid that burned up into the sun. And I've heard, I think Stefan Burns is the one who said that happened right before all the solar activity happened. And if that's true, then that would by default affect the Schumann. I think if they are coming through the ionosphere and emitting energy, then they might. I mean, it would seem logical to me that it would have some sort of effect on the measurement of the Schumann. What that is, or how that may affect each of us individually, I don't know. But logically, it seems like it would affect it. I just haven't seen it that I know of. You know what I mean?
That's a good question.
She is burning incense. Pam said she saw smoke on your screen earlier.
Oh,
but I saw you light.
I did. I had incense. It's dead now.
Yeah. Oh, I saw. I was like, she did light incense right when we started. So
yeah, I do need to light some more. I do love my sage too.
So the only other thing I had, and you know my favorite topic. We know my favorite topic. So
Do it.
delicious. Aliens. Always it's aliens.
Oh, you went and saw. You got to go see the movie.
Oh, I loved it.
I was supposed to.
Listen, are you a fan of Steven Spielberg, like Indiana Jones, Close Encounters?
Yeah, Close Encounters, yes. Indiana Jones. I don't know that I've ever watched it.
Oh, girl.
I don't.
I can't believe we're friends.
I know. I'm a weirdo.
So here's what I'll say without giving you any spoilers, okay?
Okay.
I thoroughly enjoyed the movie because it is a very Spielbergian movie. It is very reminiscent of his early works. The way he uses music to emphasize scenes, the way he does his lighting, and the way he sprinkles comedy in. It was beautiful. It reminded me a lot of things that I love about the way he tells a story, right? Also, I thought the acting was top notch. I think there was a lot of really cool little Easter eggy type things for those of us who are kind of in the community, you know? I did not walk out of there with feeling like I received tons of downloads or learned anything new, but I did feel very seen, for lack of a better way to put it. Right?
Nice.
Like, I had
Okay.
this, "Oh, he does know what the F is going on," kinda thing, But it was I found it to be very entertaining. My husband even loved it. He's not into aliens at all, but he absolutely loved it because it is very Spielbergian in the way it is, the way
Fair.
the emotion that it brings up and all that stuff. He's a great storyteller.
Looking at all these. I didn't. I'm bummed that I didn't get to see it. My husband went in my place with his brother, and they had kind of mixed opinions on it. Um, but I am planning on going this hopefully soon to see it. So don't anybody share any secrets about the movie. I won't look at them. But I do want to go see it.
So, a couple things have happened in the disclosure world recently that I just feel like I wanna bring up, like,
Do
just
it.
throw it out there. The first one is I don't know what day it happened. It was either yesterday or the day before, maybe the day before that. It's recently in the last 5 days. Dr. Greer, and if anybody is in the alien world, Dr. Stephen Greer, you know who this guy is, right? So
Yeah.
Dr. Greer put out this very formal video where he basically is saying it's time for people to release this information, that if it's not released soon, I guess, that there will need to be an intervention by these other alien beings to come down because they are concerned, rightfully so, on what the hell is happening down here, right? He basically just laid it all out, right, and said this needs to happen. It needs to happen now. Here are the rules. Here are how it's going to happen. He I have mixed feelings about that. I feel like he's literally been saying that for a while. You know what I mean? And as much as I agree with him, 100%, I agree with man. I I I don't, unless he has a direct line, which he might, to an extraterrestrial species. I'm not sure how he's going to get just even the American administration to cooperate. You know what I mean? Like, come on. I mean, not getting political at all. Just our government's on fire, people. Like, they're not
It is.
worried about Dr. Greer. I don't get the impression, I do hope that transparency happens, but the way he phrased this was really interesting. And you'd have to go and watch the video yourself. I don't even want to paraphrase him because I don't want to get it wrong. What I do find interesting, though, is not long before that. So on June 25th, right? There was something called the Disclosure Forum was held on June 25th, and it was let's see, it's not a congressional hearing, but it was a day-long policy forum organized by the Disclosure Foundation that brought together members of Congress, former intelligence officials, scientists, journalists, and UAP researchers came together to discuss not if they were real, Friends, they came together to discuss how society should prepare if further disclosure occurs.
Yeah.
It was not a question of are they real? That is not what they were talking about, okay? Which I found, and it's public record, right? So some of the people that were there, Anna Paulina Luna, Eric Burleson, Andre Carson, and someone whose name I'm going to say so wrong, and I apologize, Suis Subamariam. These are all council member, like congresswomen and men or representatives, right? They were talking about greater transparency, stronger oversight, improved whistleblower protections, and that sort of stuff. Also on this panel, Christopher Mellon. This is a big deal. Christopher Mellon is a big deal. Timothy Gaudette, Kirk McConnell, right? These are former defense and intelligence officials for our government that are coming forward and saying, their questions were, what if unknown objects represent foreign technology? We need to be looking into this, right? How should governments respond if the origin remains unknown? And how can intelligence agencies share information while protecting genuine national security? They also, friends, brought psychologists and sociologists to this table. They also brought a religious historian, Carlos Ayer, who addressed possible religious implications. Okay. He said, this is what he said. He said, rather than arguing that disclosure would undermine religion, he suggested that many religious traditions already include beliefs in non-human intelligences, angels, and other beings. He argued that religious frameworks may help people process extraordinary discoveries rather than being incompatible with them. So this was a very well-rounded, well put together group of like for real trying to make change people. And then a couple days after that is when Dr. Greer said this. I don't know if they're connected or not. You know what I'm saying? But they're at least working in the same direction, you know? I don't know what Dr. Greer's leverage is that he seems to think he has. I would love for him to share that. But, you know, like, I mean, I feel like it's that pressure cooker feeling. I was talking about that this morning in my video, this pressure cooker feeling. I feel like it's just pressure. At some point,
It's got to pop.
The lid's gonna be blown off.
Yeah, it kind of feels like, and you said the word leverage, and it kind of feels like that's exactly what he's doing with that. Is it will come out when it's necessary. I pulled this on the screen because he said he does communicate with them.
Yeah, he may. I don't know.
I believe we can communicate with non-human life forms. I feel that I have, and I do, and I feel.
Yeah,
most of us probably.
I don't know that he does or doesn't. I don't have, I don't know if he does or doesn't. I don't, to be quite transparent, Dr. Greer is not someone that I tend to resonate with. I fully resonate with the information that he's providing, with the like things he's talking about. I resonate with that. I admit it is personal. It's the way he talks to the screen. It rubs me the wrong way, and it's because he talks like a doctor, and I have been a nurse for so long that I'm tired of doctors talking to me like that. So I admit that's personal, right?
Kind of like they talk down to you.
Right. So I don't disbelieve what he's saying. I just don't tend to dive into his stuff because I don't like listening to him, just for that purely shallow reason. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I admit that fully. But I don't have any information about him at all. So, other than I know he at one point lived in Crozet, Virginia, because Crozet is about as big as a minute. And I couldn't believe that he had actually lived there. I was like, get out of there. No way.
Yeah. That made me giggle because I literally, was it Bashar? I feel like I was listening to somebody who said, we're going to be finding out that there are living amongst us. And I did a reading years ago for a gentleman who was a non-believer, but his mom came through really strong and he was like, oh shit. So I said, do you have any questions for her? And his question wasn't the typical, is she seeing how I'm doing? Blah, blah, blah. It was, are there aliens? And she was very clear. Yes, there are. They are amongst you now. And it was like,
yeah, I do believe it's Bashar. I believe I've heard him say that eventually I don't know when, but eventually we will understand that there have been beings living and working amongst us for a very long time. And we're just happy to go right along.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes every once in a while I've met somebody and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's an alien. You know, like every
But
once in
maybe,
a
do
while.
they know? Would
I
they
mean,
know?
I don't
Would
know
they,
if they
what
know or
if
not.
they, like us, we don't know all, most of the time, most of us don't know our backstory and other journeys and other lifetimes. So do,
I don't
do
even
they
know.
know?
I think my brain is not
I
big
don't
enough
even
to
know.
even my brain is not big enough or smart enough to even put together this spaghetti strand of reality that we live in. Like every time I think I'm getting it, I'm like, nope, that just blew that out of the water. Like, I mean,
Right.
it's a constant learning journey. It's a constant, and that's one of my favorite things about it, though, is that I constantly feel like I'm learning something. I mean, there's plenty of times like the this is something I've talked about before. You did an interview with the gentleman who's a shaman,
Kedrick. Oh,
right?
yeah.
And he
He's,
talked
yeah,
about the veil being your perception, and it was like he blew my mind. I was like, "Oh my god, he's so correct. He is so correct." And then
yeah,
after I heard that from him, I was able to sort of sit with that idea, and I just got more and more and more information about it, just expanding on that, right? I
yeah,
love it when that happens. That's like my favorite thing in the whole world when that happens.
yeah.
There are
That dude has so much knowledge. He blows my mind frequently. I'm just like,
I mean, I love having conversations with people like that. I was on my morning show this morning, I was talking about Skinwalker Ranch, and I was talking about Dr. Taylor
yeah,
and how much I just freaking love Dr.
that was
Taylor.
awesome.
I want to tell you, I wrote out his qualifications. I want
Ooh.
to tell you what they are, because like I don't know, there's a word for this, right? Someone who gets really kind of, I hate to use the word turned on because that's the wrong word,
Oh,
excited
chicka wow
by
wow.
someone's intelligence,
No,
right?
I
Like
get it.
I
Yep.
am very excited by the idea of sitting down and having a conversation with someone that is more than level deep, like surface deep, because most of the interactions I have are very surface level, and that's fine. That's fine. That's where most people are, and that's fine. I like it fine. But the chance to sit down and pick the brain of somebody like Dr. Taylor, like, okay,
Yeah.
he has a PhD in optical science and engineering, a PhD in aerospace systems engineering, a master's degree in physics, a master's degree in astronomy, and a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. Oh, right. Like, totally. My husband would be so jelly. Dr. Taylor is like on the list,
Yeah. Yeah.
He's on my hall pass list. But all I want to do is have dinner with him. Like, legit. All I want to do, like, I want to sit
No,
down.
I get it.
I want to sit
Yeah.
down across the dinner table from him and just be like this. Just talk. Just talk. Tell me everything. Don't even stop. Don't have to breathe. I'll get it. Like,
Yeah. Oh my God. It's funny. I have one who I have a visceral reaction to. I'm not going to say his name because it'll embarrass me that much.
Oh,
But
stop.
it's just like I don't even understand half the stuff he says because he's so smart. But I just have this. I'm just like,
And
whatever.
the best thing about Dr. Taylor is he has all those qualifications. He is also a published science fiction author, right? He is also
Yeah.
not afraid to go on Ancient Aliens and talk about stuff. He's not afraid to step outside. That is what is so delicious about him, is that he is not afraid to put
To
his
have the conversations.
reputation on the line because he believes in science, and he believes that if you don't stretch the boundaries, you will never learn anything new. And so he's a lot like the character from Project Hail Mary, Ryland Grace, who was a scientist who said, in the book, Ryland Grace said the reason he's chosen for this Project Hail Mary is because he wrote a paper once trying to say that life could exist without water, right? And he refused to back down off of that idea. And so they chose him for this mission because he said, well, I don't know anything. And she goes, right, but you think you do. And that's why we need you. And I was like, yes, that's what you need, is the confidence of someone to step outside the box and go, no, wait a minute. Maybe there's something to this. Graham
Yeah.
Hancock does the same thing with that. Graham Hancock is
I don't know
an
who that is either.
archaeologist. He's He's a reporter, archaeologist, and he's done all this research on the like big events in Earth's history, and he
Uh-huh.
talked a lot about we're missing a chunk of time that we're ignoring as have been there, and that's right when Atlantis would have been there. And he doesn't say Atlantis was real, but he shows you the evidence and lets you come to the conclusion. Like he just revisits all these things that would get glossed over. There's actually a fantastic
Oh, I do know
miniseries
who that is. Okay.
fantastic miniseries on Netflix that he did, that each episode gives you the evidence that he's talking about, right? And if you can just step outside of what you think you know, he makes sense. He's not talking in circles. He's providing information that actually makes sense.
Oh, he talks about Egypt, the Sphinx. He was on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he's been on a bunch of stuff. He was just on Diary of a CEO. I love that podcast. That guy has such a chill voice. I don't know his name, but he has such a smooth voice. I love listening to him.
What'd you call it? Diary
of a CEO.
Oh, there it is.
I think that's what he was on.
Some point, I'm going to have to figure out how to throw stuff up on the screen. I don't know how to do that right now, but oh, well, he's got 17.8 million subscribers.
Yeah, it's a big show. It's a big show.
Dude, yeah, just a little tiny show.
Yeah. Oh, and Dr. Taylor is also in a band. You are correct, Michelle. He is also in a band.
Yeah. Yes. How fun is that?
I mean, this guy is well-rounded. I would just want to be friends with this guy, like
yeah, that's
he has been channeling Giorgio's hair. Dorothy, so I see all these comments about Ancient Aliens. You guys, Ancient Aliens is like my comfort food. If I am not feeling well, I will go to Ancient Aliens on History Channel. I don't even care what season or episode. I just hit play and whatever comes on, and I snuggle up in my couch with my pillow and my doggy, and I listen to Ancient Aliens. And I have learned that the higher the hair, the crazier the theories, right? Like, you can get out there on some stuff.
Jack it to Jesus.
Right. But I love that show. I don't think they're all right. I mean, some of it's a little like, oh, but a lot of it I'm like, okay, I could see that,
Okay. I thought this was interesting. My track lights are blinking, blue and green orbs appear. What is it? Well, blue, that feels very angelic, like archangels. ARCH, archangels. I hear trying to visit you. So I'm not sure why they have a southern accent, but that's freaking funny. But it feels like you might have some. They said outside aliens, internal benevolence. They pull me to the Libra. Do you follow alien stuff, Michelle? Because they're doing some things with your energy. You ever seen anything and you were like, I think we have aliens? It's like, I think we have ghosts. No, I think we have aliens.
I love this comment.
That doesn't feel scary though.
Shauna says, what can't Dr. Taylor do? He can't figure out what the hell's in the mesa. That's what he can't do. All right. He can't seem to figure that out.
Did you watch last night? We watched it last night.
I watched it today, but I watched it. Yeah.
Okay. And it was last night's?
Yeah.
With the there's something there. There's something there. My husband and I were like, what?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, the stuff they're doing is amazing.
I want to go to read the energy. I think they should invite us. So you can go chat with Dr. Taylor and I'll just run around the mesa and read the energy.
I would love to go meditate in Homestead too. I would love to. I would be too scared to do it at night. I'm going to be honest. But I would love to go meditate in Homestead too. I think there's a huge portal there. I heard Elon Musk is an alien. Michelle said, girl, I wouldn't disagree. There's something.
Well, he definitely came in here with the soul contract, didn't he? He came in here with some shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know something ain't right.
The Phoenix. I saw Phoenix lights.
Ooh, you saw the Phoenix lights? Tanya, how exciting is that? I know that story. That's very cool.
My cousin passed June 12th. I'm sorry to hear that, Michelle. Okay. So my guess is that you were wanting to tie those together, the lights and the passing of your cousin, if I'm like putting the the numbers together for you. They do occasionally have invites to Skinwalker. You just need to tell them. Erin and
I'm
I want to
hoping,
go.
like, I wrote this beautiful, like, whole love letter to Skinwalker Ranch that I read on my live this morning, and I'm hoping that somehow it magically finds its way to them, and they are like, "Oh my gosh,
Do
we
you
love
follow
you
their
so much."
Facebook?
I follow
Do
all
you
their stuff.
would you post it on their Facebook?
Um,
Do it. Do it.
that feels cringy. I don't want to do that.
Do
I want them to seek
you
me
read it
out.
on your live, but you don't.
I want them to
Not
seek me
I draw
out.
the
It
line.
feels weird to put it on. It feels weird to put it on their Facebook page to me. But
We'll tag them or message them.
yeah,
I reached out to you and asked you if you wanted to do a live.
true. But I also don't have a TV show.
I was on a TV show.
True.
Things happen. You never know. Great things are out there. I've seen some ships and some orbs. They occasionally have it. Oh, I already read that one. I'm on season 1, episode 3 of Skinwalker.
Yeah,
you
I
guys
was
been
talking about
catching
it
up
this
to
morning
do?
in my live, and I was telling people if you haven't watched it, you should be watching
you
it. But watch
gotcha
it from
the-
the beginning so that you
Yes.
can
So
see
you know what's happening.
how it's built up. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So the rest might be so you can. So Krista says she's only getting season 4 of Skinwalker Ranch on Netflix. It's also on Hulu, or History Channel is what it's originally on. So if you have like a bundle that has History Channel in it, or if you have cable, like I have Spectrum cable, it's on demand. All of it is on demand. So
Yeah. Well, this is interesting. I'm going to throw this one up there. Elon said he's an alien and doesn't know why people think he's joking. Transhuman. Well, technically, I think we're all transhuman. Isn't that what the Anunnaki, didn't they come and do the things? I've been going down some rabbit holes.
Sedona Waters said that she watched it on Prime. Shauna said it's also on Prime.
Sedona. I love Sedona. I want to go back. Oh, that's her name, Sedona Waters. All right. I was going to look something up and I don't remember what it was. But I am going to, so we're over an hour. I am going to look to see for the shares on my personal page. I am going to I'll do that after we end the live tonight. So guys, keep your eyes out. I will try to tag whoever wins. So you still have a few minutes before we close to share and to be put in the drawing for a reading. Trying to get as much eyes on our little show as possible. Okay, we have a lot of fun doing this, and so it helps with our visibility too, because Facebook is kind of a stinker sometimes. All right. Do you have any pieces you want to talk about before we close? I did see some people wanted some numbers, so I will do a rousing rendition of give me a number or an animal messenger real quick. But if you have anything you want to talk about first before we close.
I don't have anything specific to add. Just, listen, there's a lot of videos going around that are full of fear. Please, please be mindful of what you consume. I have always understood that source is pure love. It will not speak to you through the lens of fear. Fear is a man-made thing. It's often used to control, to separate, to steal power. Not saying anything about any one particular person, but please be mindful and use your discernment. I personally have never received anything from source that made me feel fearful. Have I felt anxious? Sure. Have I felt nervous? Sure. Have I felt interested, curious? Sure, but never fearful. So please be mindful of that.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, I try very hard to debunk fear, to teach people how to look at fear instead of run from it, because fear controls us. And I knew that from my own life, how badly it controlled me. So I think it's really important that we step into our own power. We're moving into a time where we have to step into our power. And that's where we have control over, people say, I have an attachment, I have this, I have this. It's only because you're a match to it. Not saying you did that on purpose. I just had a fly about hit me in the head. So we are going to look up fly as a spirit messenger real quick too. Because I haven't had a single fly until I said that. Okay. So I was going somewhere with that. I got on my soapbox and then the fly almost hit me. And now I forgot what I was saying. Flies don't wait. They show up when something is ready now. Rapid transformation. They're part of the decomposition rebirth cycle. Symbolically, something is ending, something else can begin. Oh, that's funny because we're closing. And I just had a fly. Thank you, little friend. Here it is. It's over there. Okay. So I don't remember what else I was saying. Wasn't I?
There's some people who want numbers.
Okay, let's do numbers real quick. Beverly Brown Bullhorst. Bullhorst. That's fun. 42. 42. Oh, that's funny. Twos are big because I gave Shannon 52. Tanya. Oh shit, that's fun. Tanya, I'm going to give you an animal. I'm going to give you the hippopotamus. And then I hear wade deeper into the water. So it's like something that you're looking at. You need to go deeper. So in other words, and water moves energy. It's a transducer. So I love that they put an animal in the water and said go deeper. So dive into whatever that is you're looking at right now. Tiffany Nicole, the number 8. That's interesting because 8 is big this month. Okay. Amber Marie Jones, I'm going to give you 91. And then I hear cake. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday tomorrow. Shannon had a die. That's funny. All right. Tracy. Flies are spies. The flies are spies. Dorothy Fitzmaurice, an animal for you is the kangaroo. And I hear keep jumping, keep jumping. Oh, it's moving quickly now. Cheryl Harry. Oh, where'd she go? First time on here. Okay, so you might not know what to do with the number. When I get numbers, just go to Google and type in the number and then behind it put message. You can look up angel numbers. I prefer numerology. I feel like numerology gives you a little more meaning behind it. It's talking about the vibration you're at right now or what you're getting ready to step into. So my guides give me numbers because they're real quick ways to give you a reading without giving you a reading. Fair? Okay. And I don't know if I just gave her a number or not. If I didn't, ask again. Mary, MERY, 19292. Give her 6, they said. Give her 6. You have a lot of angels or guides with you right now. Moving into a new subject, and they're laughing about the science part. So I don't know if you're doing something more. I mean, obviously, Erin's on here with science, so I don't know if that's the connection, but there's something about science, and then when they laugh, it's not at you, it's with you. Okay. Supporting. Okay. Missy, I'm going to give you the number 11, 8, 118, 118. Binks, 1431, 6. Oh, there's a couple 6s tonight. I hear get out of your own way, damn it. Get out of your own way. So I don't know if you hear. It's like sometimes we get in our way a lot, don't we? Lainey, number please, 18. Amber, your birthday's Friday. Okay. Oh, happy early birthday. Okay. American Abstract. I would love a number or something. 2. You have the softest energy. I just wanted to go 2. Just super sweet, super soft. So if that's probably a guide that's with you who's really working on just calm and patience. And so if you understand that, let me know. If you don't, that's okay. Monica Kyle, number please. 101, 101. Shauna, 1111. Animal or number. I'm going to give you an animal, an octopus. I feel like I'm doing a lot of water. Octopus. That's doing everything at once. That's skill. I'll do a few more, you guys. Tracy Barron, animal, please. I don't know what that means. They're giving me colors for you. They said no, give her indigo. So I'm going to give you the color indigo. That's connected to your chakras. Yeah, that's your third eye. So I would be paying attention to that. Psychic perception. Okay. All right. I don't know where I left off, but we'll do one more.
I am going to go. If
Okay,
that's
sweetie.
all right.
No, that's okay. You go. I'm going to close too. The last one I will do, Kira. I'm going to give you a dog. So you guys can look those up. Just type in whatever I gave you, and behind it, just type in messenger. All right. So we'll close here. We'll close here. Have a good night, everybody.